Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to use mock-ups. So basically for a mock-up you would, if you have a design for a greeting card or a t-shirt or a mug, you would use mock-ups to obviously make it look really good in your online shop. I tend to use them in my shop for some things that I do, and I also sell them as well. What I've actually found, I've had quite a lot of queries recently from customers who want to know how to do it, how to obviously make their designs look really good, and obviously place them onto the mock-up so they don't have to photograph them themselves, particularly if you're not the best photographer. So it's obviously really handy to do that. You might be really good at designing greeting cards, but obviously not really good at taking photographs of them. Or just not have the time and just want them to look really nice. So this is a really quick and easy tutorial to show you how to do it. For this tutorial I'm going to use one of my mock-ups I've done, which is this one here, which is obviously my greeting cards. I will put a link in below as well if you want to purchase it. I'll do a little bit of a discount. But I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use, now I create mine in Photoshop, but I know not everybody has Photoshop, so I'm actually going to use an online editing in Photopeo. It's like a little app on in browser. It's not, obviously it hasn't got all of the functions of Photoshop, but it does do the job. So if you want something that you don't have to obviously pay a subscription for, because Creative Cloud, if you're not going to use it for all the other programs and you're not going to use it extensively, it's not always worth paying the money for it. So I'm going to show you how to do it on here. So it's free. You just go to photopeo.com, and then you would place your mock-up. So if you would obviously, once you've purchased your mock-up or downloaded it from wherever, you would open it up in here. Now let me just have a look, see where I've put it. It's in here. Now mine's actually a PSD file, it's a Photoshop file. I've also got a JPEG on here as well. I'll show you how to use the Photoshop file, because what I've done with mine, and a lot of the mock-ups that you can buy do the same thing, where it's actually just a one double click and you can upload it. So the mock-up's here. Now if you look here on the layers panel, now layers, basically there's if I was to add something on here, as place something on the design, it would add another layer on the top, so it would be basically placing it on over the top of the design. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place my design onto this greeting card here. Now it is better if you save it as a PNG. PNG has a transparent background, so you won't get sort of a block around the edge. But I will show you how to, if you do only have the option of saving it as a JPEG. I know a lot of people use Canva to do designing, and if you don't have the Canva Pro, it doesn't give the option to save it as a transparent PNG. So I will show you also how to do it as a JPEG. So basically you just, this little thing here, double click in here, and then you just paste your design on. So it's not what it's here, it's in browser, so it's file, open and place. So I've got an example card that I've done, which is one that I've done from one of my other shops. It's just a birthday card, and you can sorry, I'm going too fast. You would just, to obviously make it bigger and smaller, you would press a shift key. Otherwise, if you don't press the shift key, it will do that. So you would edit, free transform, go into here, click on the corner, press the shift key down, and it keeps it all in proportion. Place it in the middle to make it a little bit smaller, because that's going to be too close to the edge. I do get very picky about where things are placed. So we'll save that. So save smart objects. and it will save it. Now if you notice, it's opened a separate window here for your design to go on. So if you click on the one next to it here, the original one, you'll see that your design's been placed on over the greeting card, and there's nothing else there that you have to do. So I'll show you another way to do it. I would open, actually I'll open the JPEG just so that you have that option as well. File, so you would open and place. Now this is a different way to do it, because obviously, as you can see, if you purchase a mock-up and all you have is a JPEG, you don't have the PSD file, you don't have the layered file. It's just a flat photograph JPEG file. You can see that on this layers panel here, there's only one layer, so there's nothing to click in to add your design. So what you would need to do is go File, Open and Place. And again, with it, this is why I say it's always better to save it as a PNG. Can you see it's actually transparent? So you've got no blocky. I'll hold the Shift key down, drag it out. There's no blocky edges, so it just nicely fits. Move it up a bit. Click off. No, that's not quite right. I'm really, really picky. You can see the design, and if you zoom in, you can see there's no block around the edge. Oh, wrong way. So that's how you do it as see on the JPEG. Now you can, if you don't have the ability to save transparent PNG files, you can still use the PSD file if there's a mock-up that you want, and obviously check that they offer the layered PSD Photoshop file, and that they have it as a double click to add, double click to add your design on, because you can still, if I double click in here, I'll tell you, I'm really doing it too quick. Here, down here on the layers, if I double click here and then open and place, now say if you saved it as a JPEG, it should still save okay. So File, Save Smart, Object, go back to the original, and it saved it absolutely fine. So I'll show you what I mean. So File, Open. So if I open this, Open and Place. Now if I place the JPEG straight onto here, you can see there's a big white box. You can't always see it straight away, but it does not look very attractive. You can see a big white block right around the card, around the design. That's why I say it's always better to use a PNG file if you have one. I mean, you can sort of fiddle with it, but it won't ever look sort of perfect. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. If you can only save your files as a JPEG, then if you can only save your file as a JPEG, then make sure the mock-up that you buy, that you purchase, has the option here where it says double click to add as a layered PSD file with a quick one-click option to upload your design. So again, open and place your JPEG. But if you can save it as a PNG, you're pretty much good to go. So yeah, just stretch it to fit. Save. And that's it. That's how you use the mock-ups, obviously, for your designs. So obviously that will just go in your online shop, and I'll leave a link. So if you did want to purchase mine, I'll leave a link with a little discount below. Thanks ever so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you again.